She used him. In news that's bound to be a massive surprise to you, it's been suggested that Harry's wife has used Harry. No, surely not. What? A narcissist using other people? No, that doesn't happen, does it? Naturally, the narcissist uses other people because people are simply appliances that are there to be utilized by the narcissist in terms of ensuring that they are controlled, extracting fuel from those people, and thereafter also gaining character traits and residual benefits. We all know that Harry's wife is a boring beige person who is a talent-free zone, lacks charisma, and anything of really any interest to say. And therefore, it's important for her to use other things to control people. For instance, spicy poontang, and latterly, the acquisition of wealth. She needs to get fuel out of people to sustain her existence. She needs to acquire the character traits from other people to make her seem more interesting than she actually is. To collect the experiences of others and pass them off as her own. And, of course, she needs to use other people to enable her to get to those residual benefits of managing facade, which, of course, has largely fallen apart these days, given the level of exposure that she's experienced, but also combined with acquiring money. She uses everybody, but certain people get used more than others by the narcissist, and the person that gets used the most is the intimate partner primary source because they are essentially the largest one-stop shop for the needs of the narcissist. As you know, in Harry's wife's case, it's Harry who's the one-stop shop as the intimate partner primary source. He's the individual that her narcissism has deemed as the easiest to control, the one that provides the most fuel, the one that has most in way of character traits and residual benefits. Thus, we all know, as a consequence of my work, that she not only uses other people, but has used Harry again and again. The Daily Express has picked up on one aspect of how she's used Harry in an article that, surprisingly, appears to have needed 3 people to write it: Max Parry, Catherine Mayer-Fennell, and Lauren Welch. The headline is, "Harry's wife used Harry's status to woo Hollywood elites, claims experts." Harry's wife used her royal titles to woo Hollywood elites and advance her career, royal biographer Tom Bauer told Daily Express US. Indeed, she has triangulated people with the title in order to try and impress them so that they will become easier to control, will provide her with fuel, etc. She, of course, only acquired the title through Harry, and she used Harry as a means to get to that. She utilized Harry to ensure that she was able to acquire a title, and thereafter has used that in order to control people and draw fuel from them. The former Suits actress had no intention of remaining in the United Kingdom after marrying Prince Harry in 2018, according to the serial royal writer. He also told the Express that the idea of Harry's wife trying to patch up things with the royal family is absurd. He revealed, "She never intended to stay in England. She always intended to go back to California, and it has served her very well. She's been very successful." Well, has she? Yes, she was popular for a while in the United States, but that's completely tanked. She's got money, but she's doing her best to fritter all of that away. So she started off successful, but in case you haven't watched it, she managed to find herself on the top 20 list of narcissists who fucked up. If you've not watched that series, go and watch it now. There are 5 parts to it, and not only will you find Harry's wife on there, you'll find a host of other narcissists who've royally buggered things up. Bauer explains she's been very successful, and instead of seeing her for what she is, a ruthless adventuress, all this talk constantly of trying to patch things up with the family is ridiculous. And I think Mr. Bauer is failing to recognise that a lot of people do see through her, and certainly the royal family do. The accomplished author of Revenge, Harry's Wife Harry and the War Between the Windsors, added that Harry's wife saw her royalty as an avenue through which she could woo Hollywood elites. Absolutely the case. She acquires that character trait from Harry, gains that royalty, and then her narcissism uses it to triangulate with other people. Bauer said that's what the guest list at Windsor showed. All his friends were excluded, which of course she does for the purposes of ensuring that she asserts control over him. And all her Hollywood contacts were included, like Oprah Winfrey and George Clooney and all her agents. I don't even think they were necessarily contacts of hers, but on a wish list of people that she wanted to associate with because of her deluded mind, that she believes that these are her friends. These are people who would want to fraternize with her. Everyone was there, continued Bauer, to help her career. Meanwhile, Harry's wife is set to deliver an opening address at the Invictus Games. The Duchess is expected to focus on courage and resilience in her speech, a move branded as ironic by royal expert Angela Levin. Well, it certainly is. Harry's wife doesn't exhibit any courage. She slates an aging monarch. She makes the life a misery of the consort of that monarch, makes that a misery by virtue of making life difficult when he was dying. She continues to throw pelters at a royal family, but always does so in her passive-aggressive way, making out that she's the victim, making out that she's the one that's been hard done to. She doesn't have any resilience. She folds. She runs away. Her narcissism causes her to retreat, as it did, by causing her to go across the ocean to Canada and then California. It's certainly the case that she used Harry, because after all, she's a narcissist. She used her father, got him to pay the tuition fees, got him rather to look after her and give her openings within the industry, and then later in life was disengaged from him. She used Trevor Engelson, utilised his contacts until she decided that she would do better in Toronto without him. She disengaged from him. She's done so with her friends, using them to make her look more popular, utilise their contacts, get introduced to new people, and then she jettisons them, disengaging from them. Narcissists use people, and Harry's wife is probably one of the best examples of that, because she doesn't do it with any real subtlety either. Many narcissists will use people and it's less obvious. Indeed, they will maintain a form of contact with people which seems like you still have a relationship with them. With Harry's wife, there are the husks of all of the disengaged from individuals, former intimate partner primary sources, former non-intimate, and then non-intimate secondary sources that lay strewn by the wayside, testament to the way that she draws people in, sucks the life out of them, and then disengages from them as she moves on to somebody else. She is a classic example of the way that the narcissist does indeed use people. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.